thing. For my birthday this year, my mum and dad got me a fire pit, and just look at it. It's bloody brilliant, innit? It's bloody cold. I've got my fire pit. I've got my 40,000 subscribers, nearly. And I've got my fake beer. I mean, what more could a man ask for? Probably friends. Oh, I'll get to that one day. I mean, you're all my friends, really. Okay, so, very quickly. Oh wait, no, why do I keep thinking that this is the microphone? Very quickly, top 5 fake beers. Number 5, Stella Artois. That's actually pretty good. This one's probably number 4, San Miguel 0.0. It's alright. Number 3, Low Tide Shipyard. That one's good. Number 2, Peroni Libre, which always reminds me of Le Nuit Libre. But my favourite fake beer that I've had is Ultimate IPA. Tastes really, really close to an IPA. Never really that close. I mean, if it is too good to be true, you're drinking actual alcohol. Anyway, let's get to it. Here are 10 fragrances to wear whilst chilling by the fire pit. Okay, so I just wanted to go for fragrances that either remind me of fire, or fragrances that are cozy, you know, homely, pleasant. They can be worn outdoors so people can smell you. So projection longevity would have to be good, performance would have to be good. So things of that nature. You've seen the top 10 before, you know how it works. All right, let's go to number 10. Oh, number 10 is probably Duro by Nasomatto. A fragrance that sort of fell off the face of the earth, or the side of the earth, depending on whether you're a moron or not. Duro is a lovely, woody, strange enigma of a fragrance. It's difficult to describe. It's not completely pleasant. It's actually one of the least enjoyable Nasomattos, but there's just something so visceral about it. It's quite medicinal. It's like a really slick, oily, woody fragrance, but the oil is kind of almost a little bit rancid, almost quite medicinal in a way. This is more going in the lines of like Gucci Guilty Absolute. It's a tough fragrance to wear, but it is very warming, it's very daring, and to me it's always had this kind of lonely aesthetic, if that makes any sense. I could imagine a grizzled kind of war veteran that's in their 60s, 70s, chilling by the fire pit on his own. All he has is like the absolutely terrible atrocities that he's seen in his life. That's what Duro is. Duro has always smelt like loneliness, like arduous loneliness, but ethereal, atmospheric loneliness in a way. Duro's always been fascinating. I know that my friend Chris over at Fragmental also enjoys this as well. So number 9. Okay, I'm a big enough man. Well, I'm 5'6". I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong about this fragrance. I hated this fragrance. I despised this fragrance. And it's not that I now love this fragrance, I don't want to go that far, but I get it a bit more, and I do enjoy it. And it is, I'm scared admitting to you that I actually like this fragrance now. This is Lamela Parfums. What a freaking turnaround. What a turnaround. There will be some of you who will be like, right, that's it, I can't trust George the Fragrance Apprentice anymore. Absolutely terrible. But to you I say, this is a very rare thing. I don't just go completely 180. Jeremy does that sometimes. Most of the fragrances that I like, I still like. Most of the fragrances I don't like, I still don't like. If I'm honest, I think that the deciding factor of why I started to like this fragrance is that my girlfriend really likes this fragrance. And when your girlfriend likes a fragrance, you've got to maybe change your tune a little bit. Really, really over the top, sweet, candy. I do get why I didn't like it originally. It is really, really over the top, and there's certain things about it that I still don't like. The vanilla with the really, really dramatic, cloying candy is kind of irritating, but I sort of get it, and in context and going out, and especially now that it's getting colder and colder, and colder when it's like outside, I get that. I do kind of get it a little bit more, and I do enjoy it. So it's not my favourite, but I do like it, and I have got this in this list because I enjoy really wearing this outdoors. I don't think I could wear this inside. It's too much. It just is quite simply too much. But outside, with the fire pit, with the freezing cold, I do appreciate it. Next up, similar sort of vein. This is from Louis Cardin. This is Ray. This is really, really sweet and soapy. Really, really sweet, oody soapiness, a little bit synthetic, but that is what it is. But this is very, very candid, but it also has a real soapiness. This is vanilla oud, but there's like this bubblegum sugar candy element that's in here that's really, really nice, really, really pleasant. And again, this unusual soapiness that's in there as well. Great for performance, blasts out, great for cold weather, freezing cold weather. This works like a charm, and I like it. You know, I'm kind of getting a little bit more into Louis Cardin, mostly for you, because I know that some of you out there, you don't want the expensive fragrances, you want more affordable fragrances, you want fragrances that aren't going to break the bank, and Louis Cardin offers that for a lot of people. I don't like all their fragrances, and they have a lot of fragrances, they're prolific, but that one, gold and sacred, as far as I'm concerned, very reasonable. Okay, next one. This is so good. Oh, this is so, so good. Galleria, Victorian tobacco. Galleria, of course, owned and distributed by Navitus. This is Ashton's brand. I absolutely adore this. You know, at first, I was scared and nervous about coming out with the fact that I liked a Galleria fragrance, about the fact that I liked a fragrance reviewer's fragrance, because there's so much stigma. Now I don't fucking care, I'm over it. This is absolutely amazing, it's absolutely brilliant. For some of you, this is really, really going to work out. Like I said, it's got that liqueur chocolate thing that I've described in so many different videos. When you bite into a chocolate liqueur sweets that you usually get round about this period, round about Christmas time, this is exactly it. Great tobacco leaf, very sweet, really seriously good tobacco, and really rich and really strong. I will definitely be wearing this one time in December, because I've got a lot of Christmas vibes from it. Super duper projection and longevity, really, really strong. I've got 100 ml of this. This is near Oud Satin Mood territory in performance. It's a very, very strong scent, really strong. It was either this or Oud Satin Mood, but I wanted to have this more for the outside, and the Oud Satin Mood will probably yet again be in my top 5 in winter. So there's that. Next one is cheating. Thing is, right, clones. What can you do? They're here, and they're here to stay. I have great difficulty recommending clones because I still feel bad. You know, that a lot of my friends in the community, they are strict against clones. They're absolutely strict against clones, and you can see it. I mean, I should have made a video by now. I was thinking of doing a video, right, called Doer or Don't. Right, it's clever, that, innit? And it was basically like, should you buy Duro or should you not buy Duro? And it was going to be sort of a comprehensive pros and cons thing about whether you should buy Duro and whether clones are ethical or not. I think that the big thing that changed my mind was when Creed clones started smelling better than Creed fragrances, and that sort of tipped the thing of, well, you've done it to yourself. You know, that was the final thing of like, well, if you're not going to make your own fragrances, then somebody else will, which is pretty damning. But I want oud wood. I forbid you to buy oud wood at retail, and I said I might look into buying this, and this is Arga by Alexandria, and this is £35, and it smells identical to, well, pretty bloody identical to oud wood. You can never say probably 100%, but pretty bloody identical, shockingly identical, you know, like unnecessarily identical. And even Peter, I did a video about Zen fragrances. He said, I wish I could criticise this. He wanted to criticise this, and, you know, because he's a bit of a snob, God forbid, I love him. But I think that we both wanted to not be believers, adore oud wood so much, and this is my oud wood right now. It's sort of your choice in the end. Do you want to buy this, or do you want to buy 100 ml of Tom Ford oud wood? It's not like Creed where it's out of hand, where Sillage smells more like Silver Mountain Water than Silver Mountain Water does. We're not at that stage. This smells just about the same. But I'd still probably buy Tom Ford Oud Wood to have the Tom Ford brand, to support them, because they haven't... Alright, fine, some of the reformulations aren't that great. But Oud Wood's still very acceptable. I still really, really enjoy it. But if you're strapped for cash right now, and you love Oud Wood, or you just want something that smells like Oud Wood, or very, very similar, check out Arga by Alexandria. Fragrance apprentice approved, I suppose. Next one is this. This is Herod by Parfums de Marly. Could somebody please, in the comments, say to me what's going on, because I see comments with people saying that Herod's, you know, doesn't project anymore. I haven't stopped recording, have I? Yeah, people say, oh, Herod's performance is out terrible now, it's absolutely awful. This is an absolute beast, and I got this in 2019. And then I see comments saying, oh no, don't, Herod's fine, Herod's great. Like, what is it? What's going on? Could somebody please answer me? I don't know. But wonderful pepper, cinnamon, tobacco fragrance, an absolute beast. Caramel-like, creamy. I always say that it reminds me of Nutella to a degree, like a peppery, caramelized Nutella. Wonderful stuff, really, really wonderful, absolute beast. All these fragrances are, high performance. They have to be, because I'm thinking you're outside, you're in the freezing cold, that denotates with the fire. If there's a fire going on, then it must be icy cold outside, in theory. Yeah, Herod's great. I really love it, and I felt naughty buying Parfums de Marly when I first bought it, because Parfums de Marly was sort of the naughty brand. They were on the naughty step, along with Demi Rawling, sort of just Demi Rawling on the naughty step with Parfums de Marly going, come on, it's pricey, it's expensive, but oof. No, she wouldn't say that. It's like, listen guys, it's expensive, but it's really strong and really sexy, and I'm really sexy, and I like it, and I might like you, so what do you think? And then everybody was just like, oh, well, I must absolutely buy Parfums de Marly. If that's the case, Demi, darling, I really appreciate that. Herod's probably still the only one that I really truly like. If you like it, I think if it projects as much as it does this, then the evaluation is still bob on. It's worth your money, truly. Next one is this. This is Ragba by Lattafa. This is my scent of the day. Wonderful scent. I don't know if this has been reformulated to death as well. Similar to 24 Gold, right? So here's how it works. 24 Gold was a very, very popular fragrance, and it was really cheap and really, really inexpensive, and that was like a huge surprise when it first came out. But Ragba is the original, and this is like a warm, I'm wearing it today, and it's absolutely delightful. This warm, delicious Arabian Eastern oud, vanilla, spicy blanket. But weirdly, I'd never noticed this before. Maybe it's because I haven't been drinking and my brain is starting to sort of like create little subconscious stories in my head to get me back. You first spray that on. That smells like Baileys. Oh, Baileys, right? Which is a delicious, creamy vanilla liqueur Irish cream. But this comes across now as a wonderful, boozy, spicy, oudi, and when you put this on, you're thinking Prince of Persia. There's nothing on the Western market that's like this. There's attempts and there's different ideas, and my number 2 has got that up to a point, but this really is like a trip east, and it's a wonderful fragrance, and for such a ridiculously good price. Next one is this. This is Hugo Boss the scent, but it's not absolute, it's private accord. Why will you not open? Oh, shout out to Ross the Bearded Scotsman. He said that this is the best thing I've recommended, because he bought it and he got complimented in a I think what was it, like a food store or a music store, I don't know, but he got complimented by a woman in which she said something along the lines of, you smell like pure sex. So that's really good. Could also be the fact that he's a massive, bearded, handsome power lifter from Scotland. Could also be that. Just want to put that out there for you. That could have swayed that woman's thinking. It might not have just been the fragrance. But Private Accord is great. Wonderful, sugary, designery fragrance. But it's the bitter chocolate at the beginning. Oh, that bitter, that biting bitter, just like the fire there. Oh, that was fucking terrifying. The bitter chocolate, almost coffee-like in a way, which is wonderful. That is the opening, and that works so well with the biting cold. That is what really, really transforms it, and is a great designer for the freezing cold. And I would love it if there were some people here, some friends, get the family out, speakers, playing some music, having the fire pit, a really good social, like, party, casual event. That would be great. I'd be wearing this probably, because it's very people-pleasing, but it's also great for the biting, freezing cold weather. So again, that cold, bitter, dark, like 70%, 75, 90% dark chocolate, that's at the opening, and then it dries down to a very casual, fruity, sweet fragrance that's just really, really people-pleasing and will get you some nice compliments and attention and all that shit that you like. Number 2 is this Atkinson's His Majesty the Oud. Wonderful. Fiery, vanilla-y. It is 24. It is kind of like It is kind of like in the same ilk as Ragba and 24 Gold, but it's so much more. It's got this tea note that makes it very cleanly, kind of bitter, quite herbal, and so you have this lovely tea note that's really lovely, and then it just delves into some very, very harsh barnyard oud, flanked by a very oily alcoholic vanilla. And it's got grit, it's got a lot of edge in it, and so it's a very, very gritty, edgy, harsh fragrance. Not for everyone. Not everybody's going to like it. It's a tough one. It's a real tough fragrance, and the way that it uses the harsh vanilla and the herbal loose leaf tea with that barnyard scratchy, oud, which is about as harsh and indicative as that visual right there of the fire. That's what that's all about. So that is a great fragrance, but it's not for everyone. But my number one, of course, you know what it is. You should know anyway. It's from Imaginary Authors. It's A City on Fire. I love this so much. I think it's a surprisingly sexy fragrance. I've said this time and time again. Really, really sexy fragrance. I just think it's amazing. But it's sexier in the dry down. In the opening, it smells like that. It just smells like that. Fire and wood, and nature and earthiness and woodiness. But as it dries down, you get a little bit of a fruity element. There's berries in here. There's some cardamom in here. That comes together with the fiery barbecue smoke lit match element, and it settles down. It's sexy and it's nice and it's different and it's unique, and I love it. Anyway, that's A City on Fire. I've got my fake beer. I'm going to enjoy my fire pit here with all my friends. Until I see you tomorrow, I'm the Fragrance Sprays. Goodbye and good night.